Alright, hi YouTube, and welcome to another common barn update. Now I realised the other day, it's been a bit of a while since I uploaded a video. I think we were close to a month or just over. So I thought it was high time I got some on. Now I hope you all enjoyed the Green Machines video with the BR Green locos. I did say that once the extension was looking in a more completed state, that I'll do some running sessions. So there we go, we've had a BR blue and now I have a BR green one on there as well. Now going back to the last update, it was a major scenic work update. The board was looking a completed state, which it still is. Now I tend to, when I've done a lot of scenic work, I turn my attentions to my stock. Whether it be locos or wagons, I like to do a bit of stock work once I've done some scenery work. So that's the plan for this video. But before I show you that, there's been a few changes to the layout which I will show you. Now, one of the things that's always been an issue, well, not an issue for Common Barn, but it's always, could have been better, is the back scene. Now, when Common Barn was in BRM, the feedback they gave me from that was the back scene. That was the thing that let the layout down. So it's always been there at the back of my mind that I need to work on it and I need to do something with it. So work has begun. Right, now there's a lot of back scenes out there, and to be honest, without having one made or anything like that, there's not many that appeal to me. And I've looked at a load. Some look quite fake, some are quite animated, some are quite decory look. The photographic ones I think are by far the best, but I thought surely it can't be that hard to try and make my own, so that's the route I've gone down. Now these are all printed off the computer. They're all scaled to what I think is sufficient, but yeah, well, I'll just show you where we are so far. So for this area by the retaining wall, we're going for trees. Now you will notice that they are quite symmetrical, those trees. Not symmetrical, but they're similar. That is because it is the same image, which I have tried to cut and shape differently. But you still can tell, but don't worry, these will be altered and modified with other images. So yeah, so we're going for trees down here. I'll just try and zoom in a bit. Now the plan is for the trees to take them all the way right down to the end of the retaining wall down there by the allotment. Now I will use that same image again just to keep continuity, and it does just give me a good canvas to adapt and work with. Once I'm happy with what I put on the board, there will be a fence or maybe a hedging, something like that, to go on the top of that wall. I don't know, I'd just be happy with something going along there. So that's the plan. So let me know what you think about that, because it's a big step and I was a bit unsure about tackling it, but I'm happy I have. It does look better, it does give it another dimension, and hopefully once finished and all blended in, it should look even better. And that's not the only back scene work I've done. If you remember in the last update, I did say about the top of the hill that I took all the trees down for the extension, and that I was going to get some seafoam from up there. I did also mention that I was going to put an old tops road as you get, which I have done. But whilst there, I've also altered the back scene, so I'll just move you along from the trees. Here at this end there will be some seafoam trees here just to cover this joint, which I've now, it's not the most presentable now, I've taken things up. But the road has begun, as the Fiesta demonstrates, and then we have a row of cottages up there as well. Now I think a nice little row of cottages should, well, I don't know, what do you think? I think it should suffice up there. But let me know. I mean, my mate wasn't too keen, but I'm confident that I can work them in and make them look alright. Again, these are printed on A4, you know, photo paper and scaled. I have scaled those down slightly as they are in the distance, so you know, I do want to give a sort of appearance of perspective. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Vaccine work, you know, has begun. The road is just card. There is a fence being made as well, but I think that should make for a nice little, you know, scene once finished. So there we go, that's it for, you know, the layout. One thing I will show you is this, which I'll just park here on top of the porter cabin. This is a transporter that I have worked on. This would be our blue transporter with a yellow cab end. I was just googling BR vehicles, this popped up. I'm a massive VW fan. I've already got the BR camper down there, so when I saw this I thought, yeah, we'll have a pop at that as well. Now the one online, the owner did have a class 25 number on the yellow cab side, but I don't have the letters. And he did have a larger logo, you know, on the side, but my BR large logos are actually bigger than the van, so we've had to go for a small. But you know, just it was just something to do, something quirky, how I like, so it can go in the yard there with the other camper. Right, so that's the things to show you, and now on to loco news. The eagle-eyed will have spotted my class 08 down there on shed with its body hanging off. There is a reason for this. The actual class 08 isn't changing. I don't want to give too much away. Let's just say we'll watch this space. But it's nothing to do with that class 08 or any other sort of class 08. But it is to do with a loco that I'm extremely fond of. So I won't say anything else about that. I'm going to save it because it's, you know, it'll be a big surprise if what's happening happens. So, you know, I've got a mate involved in it, my brother's involved in it, so I'll watch this space, and if it progresses I will gladly show you. So right, let's run to the bigger loco news. Now the first loco to show you is a shunter. Ta-da! This is a refurb job. You know, you all know that I do like to get my old shunters off eBay, get them running, get them re-livered, and this one is no different from that. Now this is an old one. When you see it, you'll recognise the body. I've looked at them before and I thought, I don't need it. I don't need to keep buying these old, you know, these old locos. But I can't help it. You know, I am a shunter fan. I do feel a need to collect shunters. As you can see in platform 2 there, there's Repulse and the Scrapaway and the Nightwing. So I mean, the plan is for one day when I do get a bigger layout, and I will have a heritage, you know, shunters site, and I've just got a vision of a really long siding with just umpteen, you know, disused and under restoration shunters. So, you know, all these old shunters, even if they're not the best runners and I don't use them all the time, you know, they are part of my vision. So, but anyway, onto this one. So yeah, it is an old loco. I'll bring it into shot, just bear with me. Get it on the tracks. And here it is. It is the very old Lima shunter. Now I can't go into it properly about, you know, item numbers and all this and all that, but I'm sure you all recognise it. You know, it is the mega old Lima shunter that comes in the that very pale blue, with just a BR logo on the side. You can pick many of them up on eBay. Like I say, I've watched them many a time, thought, you know, but they are old locos, they're not the best runners, but, you know, for shunter fans, you know, you might want one. So I did, you know, didn't cost a lot of money, like a £5, something like that. It was classed as new, and to be honest, it was, you know, it does run new. Point work isn't its bestest friend, but it does manage it. So yeah, there we go. So running wise, you know, quick oil, quick clean up, and it runs perfect. The livery, as I've said, was that light pale blue. Yuck. So I took it apart. I've kept the black running plate. We've added a red buffer beam there, and I've gone for the original BR blue. Overhead warning sign there on the side, BR logo on the side. The front end has a massive grille, but I needed to get some sort of yellow end on there, so the outside of that grille is yellow. I've picked that top headlamp out in silver. Just move it along a tad. Around the exhaust is weathered, it is blackened, you can't quite see it. We've gone for a grey roof, and I thought as a nice contrast I'll add some red horns. Very glad I did that. I wasn't too sure about doing that, but I do know, and I have seen, that some Class 07s had red horns, so it's always in the back of my mind. So I thought I would I'd add it to this loco. So that's that from this angle. Just go over here, I'll just turn around. The colour's changed on my camera there, I noticed. So I'll turn around. Now come down to this end. This end is full yellow end. Now my friend's not so sure about that, but I like full yellow ends. I've got a couple of locos. The last, which one did I show you? The Golden Orchid 04, 03 had a full yellow end, and my EWS 04 has a full yellow end, and now my little old Lima Shunter has a full yellow end. Probably doesn't need it, you know. I mean, that panel just on the end of the toolbox there is probably enough. But you know, it's quirky as that. It's different all the way up to the roof. That massive toolbox all in yellow. It's nice. Just there on the toolbox, you could notice there's an overhead warning sign on each side. Again, it has the red buffer beam, and down the side the BR logo and the overhead warning sign. The radiators are slightly weathered. They are blackened out ever so slightly. I don't know if it'll pick it up. Yep, you can just tell. And another thing I've done is add windows. These locos didn't come with windows, so I've added them. It's just some clear sheeting. So there we go. That's the first, the first job, and it goes very nicely. If I just go over here to platform 2, we'll change around the tracks. Goes very nicely with Repulse. Nice little double that there now in BR blue with yellow ends. So there we go. Very happy with that. Turned out well. Right, and on to the next thing to show you. Now, I'm not sure how to introduce this. Just bear with me. It's probably the best way to describe it. When you see it, you are going to think, what on earth is that? But I'll just have to show you, and I'll just have to explain. Right, I'll bring it in this way first. If I just move down to this side of the layout, just to here, right, and I will push her in because we've got no power on. But here we have my Lima Class 33, looking in a very strange state. Right, now for people who haven't been able to tell, the state this is meant to be in, and look, ours is just saved from scrapyard, salvaged, and it's a restoration job, and hopefully you get the idea of that. So we've got a full matte black. Well, actually I'll just show you from the other end as well. Full matte black. This end has remained in yellow. Reason being for that is the detailed end with the wipers and the lights. So I've kept that end yellow. Everywhere else is matte black, which I'm hoping gives a primed appearance. Now, if I start on the roof, Common Barnes New 33, which, may I just add, was the BR blue one, which was one of my first repaint jobs and not the best. So we've scrapped that and we've gone for this. So we've fitted a new fan. We do have a new roof panel there from a BR Blue 33. As you can see, the exhaust is in a very rusty state, so that's just, one of the next things to be changed. It is weathered though with exhaust sucked, because we are running it, you know, test runs, so it is being used. So down the side, like I say, I've got the full yellow end there. That's the original number, 33035, which, you know, is what they did in scrapyards. If I just move her down, see at this end now, we have managed to grab a new door from another 33. You can see some fillered areas there, the grey. After doing some research, found that 33s were prone to rotting along the bottom edge and on the corner edge there, from the front of the cab to the side of the cab. There is also some red oxide areas there, so they're all ready for primering. I'll just try and move her down slightly down to this way so I can get a better shot of her. There we go. So yeah, now also on that front end it says sold, common barn of border, and there she is looking. I find her in a, you know, a very attractive state. You know, I like these rundown restoration jobs as per that, you know, last shot that we've just seen. So this to me is an exciting look. You know, it's ready for some action, ready for some work doing. Now if I just turn around, bear with me 1 second, just have another look at the shunter there. Turn around, we can see that on this side, get that wheel on. On this side, still more matte black, some more filler and red oxide on this end, but down here we have common barn with border. Hopefully if the camera picks it up, you can see just there, if I move the camera you can see the reflection, that there is a gloss black patch there. And you know, some locos where they used to cover old numbers up, cover old liveries up, so that's the look I've tried to go for here. So it used to belong to someone, but now common barn, you know, they've paid the debts off and we've managed to buy ourselves a 33. And down this end there's just another new cab door. So there she is in all her glory. Now there's going to be some people who don't get it, some people who don't like it, but for me, you know, I like old locos in a rescued state. So common barn, you know, we've bought ourselves a 33. It looks 10 times better than the BR Blue I had it in. So yeah, it's not a major runner on the layout, it is a good runner, got this one running well. It just adds a bit of quirky running if it takes my fancy. So there we go, and I'm extremely pleased with how it came out as well. So yeah, there you go. Right, that's the end. Let me know what you think, especially of the locos. Let me know what you think of the back scenes. The next video, hopefully in the next video, it'll be an even better layout update. I want to have the back scene finished, I want to have that road finished, and then I can finally tackle down this end by the signal box and down there, and then it'll be on to some detailing. The extension board still has a number of things that I want to do with it and add to it. So yeah, oh, and another thing is, built myself a test loop as well. Didn't have a test loop, but I can't keep buying all these old locos and not have a test loop to get them going on, so built a test loop. Anyway, up and out, that's probably one of the longest videos I've ever done. If you don't want to watch it all, that's fine. Right, so until the next update, thanks for watching, let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time. See you later, bye bye.